The three rural independents who'll decide the shape of the minority federal government look set to announce tomorrow whether they're going to favour Julia Gillard or Tony Abbott. It's taken 2 weeks, but the independents today settled their last sticking point in negotiations with the major parties, with both sides announcing tonight they've agreed to significant parliamentary reforms, including a more independent Speaker in the House of Representatives. But the rural independents have still left us guessing as to which way they're going to jump. Political editor Heather Hewitt.
The signs of wild weekend weather were all too evident on one of the roads leading to Parliament House this morning. Not that the three rural independents were taking much notice. They still carry the affairs of the nation on their shoulders. Rob Oakeshott arrived with this lament.
It was a bit of a bummer of a Father's Day for me. I'm the last one who wants to be here. We all want to resolve this. Hopefully all the stakeholders can reach some agreements either today or tomorrow. We can all get home to our families.
Tony Windsor was the only one of the independent trio who did spend the weekend at home in Tamworth with his family, but he wasn't about to shed any light on whether this had helped to firm up his thinking.
You had your mum's 93rd birthday yesterday, you said. Did she have some wise words of advice?
Yes, she did.
What did she reckon?
What'd she say?
Mum's the word.
And that's how all three were playing it today, as they met opposition leader Tony Abbott this morning and caretaker Prime Minister Julia Gillard this afternoon, before caucusing amongst themselves. No side is certain about where this is headed, though all now do expect an announcement tomorrow.
Do you sense that the people are frustrated and they would have liked you guys to have sorted it out faster than this?
No, I don't. I sense the media are, but I don't sense the people are. People in my electorate are saying you take all the time you need. The polls haven't been declared yet. Even if we made a decision today, we wouldn't have a government sworn in for probably a fortnight anyway.
We're now down to the pointy end.
It looks like it's going to be locked up on 75 each. Will you or any of the others change your vote or consider changing a vote to make sure that doesn't happen?
Look, we will consider it. The three of us have talked about that a lot.
I think we'd have to have a good hard think about that, because really what this is about is whether there can be a stable government formed.
Labor hopes the logic of that points to the three backing Labor after the Greens and Tasmanian Independent Andrew Wilkie came on board last week. But this remains a guessing game. It's even unclear as to whether the three will stick together or go their own ways.
If that is the circumstance, what do we do about it? Do we go back to the polls, or do we nominate one side and have a government? But that may not be necessary. We might all be heading in the same direction.
They've got to look at it that what are they going to get from appointing either Labor or the coalition as government? Now, Labor has a vested interest in keeping them in office because Labor can never win those seats. Therefore, the residents of that area are going to get a lot more benefits than they ever would get under a Liberal national government, because the Liberal national government has got a vested interest in getting rid of those three members and therefore starving that electorate at least till the next election.
Ted Mack is one who's had more experience than most at weathering the pluses and minuses of being an independent politician, after several years in the role at local, state and federal levels. In retirement, he's given advice to Rob Oakeshott, Tony Windsor and Bob Katter, not only on the negotiations to form a minority government, but also on how to achieve parliamentary reform. Early this evening, flanked by the government leader of the House, Anthony Albanese, and manager of opposition business, Christopher Pyne, they finally announced they'd stitched up a deal.
OK, this is an important moment in the history of the Australian Parliament. There has been an agreement reached on, finally, on parliamentary reform and improvements in the way the Parliament works. It is capturing this 3-week window and trying to take what is a rare opportunity to get reform that is sustainable, not only over this 3 weeks, not only over this 3 years, but hopefully for many parliaments into the future.
One of the key reforms is to have the Speaker and Deputy Speaker drawn from different parties, and to ensure independence, they'll abstain from attending party meetings. And there's more.
Some of the key changes are shaped around actual voting rights on bills that are put up by local members for the first time, re-emphasising the role of the committee structure and the importance of the committee structure, an independent speaker, and then question time being shorter questions and answers.
For years, the major parties have resisted such changes once elected to government, but suddenly they couldn't be happier to oblige.
What this is about is the Labor Party, together with the Coalition and the Independents, all working together constructively on the basis of these reforms. But I want to particularly pay tribute to Rob Oakeshott and the role that he's played in making sure that this is able to be advanced. As a result, the Parliament will be a better place.
The current state of the Parliament, being a hung Parliament, gives us a unique opportunity to bring about real parliamentary reform. Both the government has had to give, the opposition has had to give, and that is due to the fact that the independents now have the control of the crossbenches and therefore the Parliament, and have insisted on real reform.
There were thanks and congratulations all round. Anything, it seems, to please the all-powerful independents on the eve of their crucial announcement on who'll form minority government.
You can feel the love, can't you? It's just something almost emotional.
After the press conference, we'll be having a group hug over in that corner.
Yeah.
And sure enough, so there was.
Are we doing the group hug?
This was the last sticking point the independents wanted resolved before declaring their decisions on who they'll back. Short of any last-minute hiccups, there's no more negotiation to be done. And by the end of tomorrow, we should know who'll lead the first federal minority government in 70 years.
And then it'll be interesting to see how long the laughter keeps going beyond that. Political editor Heather Hewitt.